Okay, get your notes out. Let's do this. Okay, so here's kind of what we're gonna focus on here. Is we're gonna focus on, so like if I said, hey Regal, go give me go add 2 moles of this and put in the reaction, and you're gonna get 5 moles. Does that seem very tangible? Ricky, does that seem very tangible? Like you can measure that out pretty easily? No, right? It's a little difficult. It's a little obscure and a little abstract. Okay. So today I'm going to give you something that we're just going to live by. Okay. And this thing we're going to live by is called grams to grams. Okay. So instead of saying, hey, Ricky, go get 5 grams. Okay. Go run this reaction. How many grams did you get out? Is that tangible? Could you get that? That's a little bit more doable, right? So we're going to kind of explore this idea of grams to grams. And we're going to have the same kind of process that we did before, all right? So one thing that we need to kind of talk about, though, is how do I calculate, we're at 9.2, how do I calculate the molar mass of something? What does that mean again? What does calculating the molar mass mean? What does that mean? I'm just going to add it up, right? I'm just going to add it up. So if I want to calculate the molar mass of water, what am I going to do? I'm going to find hydrogen. How many do I have? 2 of them, right? And I'm going to say, okay, I got 1.01. That's hydrogen. I have 2 of them. Plus oxygen is 16. All right? So that's going to be 18.02 grams. All right? So that's what 1 mole of water weighs. All righty? Now, let me just kind of lay out this map here. All right? Well, actually, you know what? Why don't you just copy down the steps? Okay? It's very similar steps. Okay? to what we're doing. All right? You guys see that back there? Okay, the first says, given number goes on the left. That's A. Given number goes on the left. The unknown goes on the right. That is B. Okay, first bracket. The molar mass of A, we're going to add it up. So we're talking about the first bracket, okay? We're going to add up the molar mass of A. What does 1 mole of that substance weigh? This first bracket, we're going to add up where it says the molar mass of A. We're going to add up whatever substance is. We're going to add the mass, okay? The second bracket, we're going to use what we call the mole ratio, like we did yesterday, from your the coefficients in the equation. Okay, just like you did yesterday, you extracted those numbers from the balanced chemical equation, okay, and you got your recipe. We're going to apply our recipe there. Third bracket says the molar mass of B. You add up B and it goes on top, okay? Good? What do you need? Rigo, the last one? What, the last one? Add up B. Okay, you got the steps? Okay, let's do a problem. Are you ready? Once again, it's going to be the same thing over and over and over again. Okay, so the question asks this: how many grams of O2 will be produced if you are given 20 grams of KClO3? So I balanced it up for you. Okay, 2, 3, or 2, 2, 3. Good so far? Got to balance it because those are the coefficients. Now, what you're going to do, what are we given? 20 what? Grams of KClO3. Write it on the left. That's step 1. 20 grams, and then make sure you write what it is, KClO3. Okay?
I just heard about the coupon.
I didn't hear it.
You got a coupon this morning at Wade's. Unreal. I gotta figure out what you guys are doing. That was an electric exchange.
And then it says how many grams of O2. That's what we want to find, right? That goes on the right. Okay? So first step, what are you given? Goes on the left. Same as yesterday. What do you want to find? Goes on the right. Yeah? Can everybody see that? Good. What's the third step say? Okay, so now we're going to go to our map. Here's the map. We got 3 brackets. So make 3 brackets. Okay? 1, 2, 3. See it, Regal? Or is my head in the way? That hurt my feelings. Okay, what's the first bracket? Here's the first bracket. We have to get out of grams and into moles. Okay, so every time you're going to write 1 mole up top, and then where it says molar mass, you are going to add up whatever the substance is. Okay, so it's going to be 1 mole up top, and then we need to add up K, Cl, and 3 O's. We got to add it up. We got to find a periodic table. So K is this, 39.10. Cl is 35.45. And then we have 3 oxygens, 3 times 16. That's how you figure out the molar mass of A, is I'm adding it up, right? So I'm adding up A, and that's going to go on the bottom, right? For G, just like we did. Okay, moles. So let's add that up. I'm pretty sure it's going to be, Ben, sauce me one of those calculators. 39.10 plus 35.45 plus 3 times 16. 122.5, okay? And that's grams. So I got 122.55 grams. First bracket's done. Yay, yay, yay. Good? What's the second bracket say, Regal or Ricky? Okay, we're going to use the mole ratio, right? So now the first bracket, we're going to use what we call the mole ratio. We're going to find the coefficients. Let's go back to our map. Whatever's out in front of A goes on the bottom. What's in front of KClO3? 2. Put it on the bottom. 2. We're applying our recipe. So it's going to be 2 moles of that. What's out in front of O2 goes on the top. That's B, right? So what's in front of O2? 3. That goes on top. Just like we did yesterday, okay? Last bracket is this. What does it say in the map? 1 mole on the bottom, and then we just add up whatever O2 is. That goes on top. That's the molar mass right here. The molar mass of B goes on top, which is going to be 16 plus 16 times 2, which is 32, goes on top. That's it. Every time. Okay? Now, how I punch that in my calculator. Ready? Mr. Tyson's done 1.54 million stoichiometry problems. It's called stoichiometry. 1.54 million in my days here. I've never gotten a problem wrong if you punch it in this way. Ready? 20, parenthesis, 1 divided by 22 or 122.55, parenthesis, 3 divided by 2, parenthesis, 32 divided by 1. You punch it in like that, you will get it right all the time if your work is correct. Okay? Now, iPhone's calculators suck unless you have the Desmos thing because you can't do the parentheses, right? So this is why these are the best for this, because you can just punch it straight in, right? So 20, parenthesis, 1 divided by 122.55, parenthesis, 3 divided by 2, parenthesis, 32 divided by 1, parenthesis, 7.8 grams of O2. Final answer. So here's what it says. If you put in 20 grams, you're going to get out 7.5. Now that's actually pretty useful for us. We can do an experiment in lab and say like, hey, I'm putting in 20 grams. What should I be getting on the other side? I should be getting 7.5 grams up. Chemists would use this. People would use this. If they're making Cheerios at General Mills, when they start making the reaction, they're like, hey, we put this in, we know we're going to get this out. They just don't willy-nilly start mixing things. They know the reaction, they know what's going to happen, and they can do that. All right? Let's do another one together. Okay, let's balance this thing up. So it's going to be 1, 1, 2, I believe, correct? All right, so let's read the problem. How many grams of NaOH will be produced if you're given 25 grams of Na2O? Okay, so what's going to go on the left? 25 grams of Na2O. What's going to go on the right? Grams of NaOH. Oh, no. Good? Okay, first bracket. What's the first bracket? It's going to be, let's look at our map. What's the map say? 1 mole over Na2O. So it's going to be 2 sodiums. So it's 22.99 times 2 plus oxygen, which is 16. 61.98 grams. One, 1, 2. Okay. What's the second bracket do? What do we do in the middle bracket? Where do we pull? Where do we pull from? Yeah, the coefficients. Okay, so what's in front of Na2O? That goes on the bottom, right? Whatever's in front of A. This is A. What's in front of A? 1, right? So 1 goes on the bottom. What's in front of NaOH? That goes on top. 2 moles of NaOH. Okay. What's the last bracket? 1 mole on the bottom. And then you got to add up 40. So Na, O, and H. So it's 22.99 plus 16 plus 1.01. Okay. See where I got that from? I just looked it up on the periodic table. So on these ones right here, you are just adding up from the periodic table. the masses. Does that sound good? Of whatever substance that is. Look at me and shake your head if you got that now. Okay. And it's 40 grams. All righty. Last part is what? Punch it in. Okay, so now everybody should try to punch it in with me. 25 parenthesis 1 divided by 61.98 parenthesis 2 divided by 1 parenthesis 40 divided by 1 parenthesis 32.26. Aha. If you put in 25 grams of sodium oxide, you are going to get 32.26 grams out. Yay? Pretty straightforward. Okay, your job is to try 2 and 3 and 4 here. I'm going to walk around and help you guys, okay? I got the answers right there, but I want you to try them, all right? So I'll open these back up here in a second. Sound good? When you can try it. Go ahead. Let's get good at this. This is a get good day.